I saw your mom at Kroger.
Yeah?
That's not a mom your joke. I literally saw your mom at Kroger. Like, she was driving in, and I was going to follow her. I was going to pull, because I was leaving. I was going to stop and follow her in, and I was like, that's going a little too far if I'm following your mom into Kroger. Because then what would I say? Hey! And then turn around and
she
walk
maces
out.
you. Yeah.
You know when you're young, you think your dad's Superman, and then you grow up and you realize he's just a regular guy who wears a cape and...
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. Save your receipt for a full refund. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hi, I'm Darin.
I am Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. This is episode 190.
We are frickin' hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Dude.
Get out.
I'm already laughing.
Oh, my throat hurts from laughing so far. We haven't even started.
Yeah. If you're wondering, does this get less awkward as they go?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
No.
This is the height of it.
This is it.
Generally speaking, you really only need to listen to the first 5 to 6 minutes of any given episode. And then skip to the last 8 minutes.
Right.
That middle is usually just not much there.
I always try to throw something at the end to make
Yeah.
it worthwhile for
Yeah.
people to stay. But you people who stay to the end, I hope you're happy because I intentionally gave you something at the end
This
to walk out the
show-
door and to take home with you.
This show is like a Star Wars movie.
It is.
It starts strong, and then there's a bunch of
Gets weird.
boring stuff with a frog in a swamp, and then at the end,
You're like, holy
there's
crap.
you blow up a Death Star, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
and an Ewok
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
pops in.
Yeah. Good times.
If you want to, and I highly recommend this, if you want to go through our entire catalog, let it play the entire way,
Yeah.
and then pay attention to the last 8 minutes of each episode.
Yeah.
Have a friend help you. Them listen on their own device.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can be reached and seen and all that stuff at irritabledadsyndrome.com. We're on X or Twitter, depending on whether you're a boomer or millennial, at Dad Irritable. We are on the Instagram, but that's not worth going to.
No,
and
it's not.
The main place to see us is
It's our Facebook page.
Facebook page, and if you follow us on Twitch, we announce when we go live, and then you can be part of the chat and join the people that are completely ignored while we do this show.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
This week's episode, I'm going to talk about Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about, are you really?
I am.
I want to talk about Taylor Swift as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to tie that with you two, so brace yourselves.
Yeah.
And I also want to talk about Dune and my family's reaction to the new Dune movie coming out.
Yeah. Cool.
Warning, this portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome contains sensitive material and is for mature audiences only.
Before we get started, I wanted to mention we had a mouse in the house. It was in our garage. Libby was throwing something out in the trash. We have our trash and recycling in the garage. And why do I say garage? Thanks, Norm MacDonald. That's why I do it, because of Norm MacDonald.
One time I remember as a little kid, I was like 8 years old, and I was behind my garage. I was sneaking a cigarette back there.
She opens up the door. Oh, boy. Okay. Slams the door. Didn't scream like, a typical girl would scream.
Whoa.
And then she says, Darin, there's a mouse in the garage. I'm like, oh, crap. Because I don't like mice, okay? I don't like mice and I don't like rats. And years ago when I lived in Virginia, we used to get them in the house all the time. At night, you would hear them running in the ceiling.
Oh. Yeah.
And they would be in the garage. One time, we had a leaky sink, leaky faucet, a leaky pipe.
There you go.
We had a bowl under the sink to gather all the water, and I went in there one day to get the bowl out to throw the water out, and there was a mouse in there.
Okay.
Dead. Seen better days.
Did you flush it?
I throwed it out in the woods. We had woods all behind our house.
Right.
Yeah. Let an eagle or something come get it. So, and then there was one night where I'm heating up corn dogs, and I turned around, and there was a mouse on my countertop looking at me like, I want that corn dog. Just staring at me like he was ready to fight me for that.
Okay.
And I ended up killing the mouse with a steak knife.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, this turned into a Halloween movie.
Because it was in the kitchen. It was like running on. I was like, we can't have a mouse running on the countertops.
All right. Well, okay. What did you do with the knife when you were done?
I throwed it away.
Okay.
Yeah. My kids asked me what. I started doing that a couple of years ago on this podcast. I throwed it. I did it because it's funny, and now I can't stop doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. question.
Yeah.
When you make corn dogs, do you bake them in the oven or do you microwave them in the microwave?
The oven.
Yeah.
All good God-fearing Christians heat their corn dogs up in the oven.
Yeah. Have you ever met a barbarian that puts them in the microwave?
If you want them rubbery and stretchy.
Yeah.
And, if you want.
You go to bite it and it's like you're pulling off the head off a rubber chicken.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's horrible. So anyway, I don't like mice.
So we had a mouse
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I?
You did. I wasn't even. Yeah. But no, Mike, go ahead. No. I insist.
This is the most boring story. I'm glad I interrupted yours. It was in the garage. We put a mouse trap out there, and it died later. I don't think it got to it died next to the trap. I think it saw the trap, and I think it died of a broken heart that we would try to trap it, and it just hurt its feelings, and it's no more. So I swept it up and put it in the trash.
I didn't have any traps.
Yeah.
And I called my neighbor, Chris Michael, and I said, "You don't happen to have any mouse traps, do you?" He says, "I have 2. You need them?" And I said, sure. So
he's got rats for days.
He's got everything.
In that pit he lives in.
He lives in
Roof falling in.
He lives in a very nice house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's haunted.
Yeah.
But it's still very, very nice.
Yeah.
So he brings up a couple of traps, and I'm setting them out, and my kid's like, "What are you going to put in the trap?"
Yeah.
And what you put in a trap, Mike, is a little piece of bread with peanut butter on it.
Okay.
And they're like, "How come you don't put cheese?" I'm like, "Because this isn't a cartoon.
Yeah.
This ain't Tom and Jerry.
Right.
You put peanut butter."
Yeah.
And they didn't believe me. So I I set the traps, 2 of them, with peanut butter in them. And the next few days were hilarious because I would go out into the garage with my broom.
Yeah.
And I'm just I know you're out here, mouse, and I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
And I'm banging things, and I'm trying to get it to run, to scurry out, because I would open the garage door. Yeah. And it's like, here's your chance, man. This freedom is right there. You see that door? Freedom. No questions asked. You want to run? Go. Right now, it's your chance. And I waited, and I'm banging on, and it won't come out. It just won't. But I'm out there in my garage yelling at this mouse. Anyway, a couple of days later, it did.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it
Sorry, PETA, but it's a mouse and it has to
was
die.
it a French Revolution off with its head trap, or was it one of these millennial hug a rat? We don't want them to suffer things.
Oh no, it didn't suffer. It died quickly.
So okay, here's the thing.
God,
we had moles when I was growing up. We had moles in our yard.
Oh, okay.
And my dad was excited because he got this new trap. Now this is back in the '80s, kids. There was no internet, or there was, but the only people on it were NASA and weirdos.
Yeah.
Good God-fearing Christian Americans got their stuff from weird ads in the back of weird magazines.
And the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah. And I think he got this from an army surplus store. The way the trap worked was it was like a cage with spikes and a swoopy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he put it down, it had this huge spring, and he set it. And I was like, how does it work? And he said, it detects the mole, he hits a thing, the cage comes down and spikes him, and then this thing whips around and cuts his head off. I was like, holy Lord.
Oh, wow.
It's like Saw for moles. I didn't like that. So I would see that thing out there, and I would always look at the spring and wonder, I feel like I should warn the moles. I have a feeling, because they can't see it.
Hey, moles! You don't want to be in here.
It's one thing if you got a mouse. I was a Tom and Jerry fan.
Yeah,
Jerry,
I used to be, yeah.
Jerry knew, Tom was the cat.
Yes.
Jerry knew exactly what he was getting into.
Yes.
And then he could see the trap. It was a block of wood with that spring and that thing that comes around and turns you into a paraplegic mouse.
Yeah.
He could see it. It's like, hey, here's some cheese. Let's dance with the devil by the pale moonlight if you want to get this thing. But the mole can't see this. He's just going along, and all of a sudden, he has
all moles are blind.
Yeah. He has big ass hands.
Yeah, huge hands.
He'll have the spikes come down. He'll have just a minute to say, what did a spike? And then boom, his head's gone.
Yeah.
I just think that was very fair.
Yeah.
I think they should have a fighting chance. Anyway, the point is, we had a mouse. We had seen it. It had been spotted in our garage.
Yeah.
And I went to the Home Depot to get some mouse traps. And I'm thinking you get the ones that have this little Swiss cheese. I thought maybe they came with the Swiss cheese.
No, they don't come with cheese, Mike.
So I saw those.
Cheese sold separately.
Yeah. I saw those, and then, right next to them was the, millennial gentle trap. I was like, it's a gentle trap. And it didn't say much about, all it said was it was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Efficient.
Yes.
You don't see it.
Okay.
And it didn't say painless.
Okay.
I should have read all the words. I bought that and I brought it home, and you couldn't see into it when you buy it. But once I opened the package and I looked in, it was basically this white thing that goes around. You put the bait in the back, and it's like covered in glue back where the bait is.
It's a glue trap.
It traps the thing back there. So I'm like, oh my, I think I'd rather have the guillotine or like a little pistol, you know.
It puts
That way.
puts a blindfold on the mouse, ties him up, stands him up against the wall.
Yeah.
Pull.
Well, then you would know it went off. You're sleeping.
That's true.
All of a sudden you hear,
Oh, pow!
and you go down there and there's like a little blood splatter on the wall. Dead mouse laying there.
Uh-huh.
I like to think that the mouse was an elderly mouse out here in the thing, and he saw it, and he was like, "There's one of these
riddled with some type of disease.
He's one of these damn millennial. I know what's in there. It's glue.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting me."
Yeah.
And he probably just died of a broken heart outside. All he wanted to do was run around our garage.
Yeah.
And we put a death machine out there for him, and he just popped over dead.
Well, actually, a few people on the TikTok posted these traps that you could make.
Yeah.
You got the bucket, and it's got the sheet thing over it, and it's got the cornmeal in the bottom, and the mouse walks over, whoop, falls in, and then the thing goes back up, and then and then like, hey, what happened? Then they're stuck in there. Then what are you gonna do? Just take the mouse out? But no, they fall into the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the flap goes back up, and like
it's ready for the next mouse.
Yeah, and this guy was catching like 12, 13, 14 mice. Just boom, boom, boom.
You got to imagine like the second or third mouse was like, "Hey, what is this? It's a pretty cool
I know,
place."
It's like Larry was just there.
Yeah.
I swear to God, let help. And then Walter is like, "Okay, so Kevin and Larry were just
Yeah, they're trying to convince the dumb mouse. Let's use your tail to. So you're a kid of the '80s.
I am.
Did you ever play that game Mousetrap? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It had all the cool stuff with the marbles, and had that old that dumped into the
yes.
That was the only part that it always disturbed me. I had nightmares of that guy.
It's a delicately rigged system.
Yeah.
And it's like the and then it rolls down the thing, and then it goes across the thing, and then it bounces or whatever. But it starts with a boot that kicks it.
Yeah.
But
then you got this little 4-inch elderly guy that's going to jump into a tub. It seems like you could just say, "Hey, when you see the rat, just jump in the tub."
Well, my thing was, it takes forever for that trap to fall down. You'd think that the mouse would go, that thing's coming down pretty fast. You think we ought to move? Red mouse, yellow mouse, green mouse, and blue mouse. Let's get out of here. Okay.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm going to drop my pants and fire a rocket.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sound like I'm so old when I bring this up, because, again, I'm not judging, but I hear people judging all the time, bitching about the kid in the winter who's wearing the shorts. My question is for the kid.
Yeah.
Who do you think you're impressing?
Nobody. It's laziness. It's 100% laziness for me.
Yeah.
Me and Andrew, we went to Kroger. Like we go to the gym.
Yeah.
And we don't want to change back into normal clothes. We're just going to go from the gym to the car, and then from the car into the house, or from the car into Kroger. You don't need clothes for that.
Right.
Just enough to cover your dangly bits and go in there and you're done.
Yeah.
I put on the jammies when I get home. But yeah, so I know. So this past weekend, I took Andrew to his basketball game. We also went to the gym. We were wearing shorts going to the gym. Then we went to his game. Then we went to Kroger. Before you know it, it was the whole day. I'm walking around in it was like 1 degree.
Yeah.
With shorts all day with Andrew.
Yeah.
And I know there was some like you looking at me going, "What's wrong with him?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's wrong. I'm lazy. I don't want to change pants. It's really a lot of work for me to put on pants.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But no,
I don't like to do it.
These kids today
These
know
kids.
how they don't know how good they have it, Mike.
Yeah.
These kids today are. I've got a friend. She posted a photo or video or something of her kid shoveling the driveway, and then he made a snowman out in the yard in his shorts.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. I'm on your team there.
And there are these, and I'm thinking it's the same kids who are in the summertime when they're out at the pool. They're wearing the toboggans.
Yeah,
they're warm hats.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get the warm hats in the summer and the shorts and it's like they've got everything flipped around.
Yeah.
These kids today, kids are crazy.
Yeah. You know what pisses me off?
What's that?
In a similar vein.
Yeah.
I can't stand people that wear raincoats.
Why?
You're going to have a coat just for rain. For one event for a small like a regular coat you can wear indoors all over the place. A raincoat, you got to take it off, so you're going to have it's dripping water. It's I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I say this because, and Bess has a raincoat, and I bitch every time and I bought her the raincoat.
Well,
it's a nice raincoat. But I still bitch every time she puts it on. Why are you putting on the raincoat? And then she's back at me. Why are you not? Why are you going out there and accepting moisture?
Why don't you wear your rain shorts, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of things my family did to piss me off.
What's that?
Dune. Number 2. The second Dune. The part
the
2 of
sequel.
the you know what I mean.
Part B.
I got excited. The trailer is awesome.
It looks
Have you
great.
seen the trailer?
Yeah, it looks great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Some would say it's the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I got excited, and I showed that to Bess. Now, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Way back, many, many years ago when we were just dating, I told her one of the movies that I really, really liked was the Dune with Kyle MacLachlan and Sting and all that.
I still haven't seen it.
It's really...
I watched it, but I every time I watched it, I fall asleep.
It's one of those, if you didn't see it...
It's on the Netflix now.
It's one of those, if you didn't see it back in the day, you really shouldn't watch it now. It does. I'm sure it doesn't hold up. It's all nostalgia. But here's the point. And I know that the book is like amazing. I've never actually read it. That's my next book I'm going to read. Anyway, the point is, I'm having more kerfluffles.
You're trying to hold in a belch and talk at the same time.
So I was excited, and she was never had any interest in it. So when this the first Dune movie was announced, she watched the trailer. She's like, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we, as a family, went to go see it. Andrew was excited because it looked awesome.
Yeah.
Charlie, I don't know if he cared or not, but he went. We all went to go see it. I remember us all walking out. I liked it a lot. I remember Bess saying, I really, really liked that. Really, really like that. I didn't.
Wow.
I like that. I really, really like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was excited.
Yeah.
And then so the second one, so where it ends, I knew all the cool battle stuff with the worms and the weird stuff and all the with the knife is all going to happen in the second movie. It's like, this is like when you see Frodo and Sam looking at Mordor.
Yeah.
And now it's like, going down. It's going down.
Down.
So I'm there, and the trailer comes out, man. And it's clear that it's going down.
Oh yeah.
And I show the trailer to Bess, and she said, "That looks great."
Wow.
She's all in.
There you go.
So
all
I'm
in.
like, I'm Andrew. I go to Andrew, and I'm just like, hey, look what we're gonna go see.
Yeah.
And he gets part of the way through the trailer, and he's like, I need to watch the first one. I remember thinking it was boring.
What?
I thought the first one was boring.
Okay.
And I've said, no, you didn't. No, you liked the first one.
Yeah.
It reminded me. Jon Stewart had that clip that we looked at with George Lucas.
Yeah.
And his kid was saying my favorite movie is Phantom Menace. He's like, no, that's not right.
No, that's not
not
right.
your favorite movie.
It's not.
And I felt like saying, no, you didn't think it was boring.
No,
you thought it was
didn't.
great.
You thought it was great. Yeah.
You thought it was awesome. So now I'm at a loss. Like, I'm excited. Bess is actually excited.
Okay.
And the two kids that should be excited are like, yeah.
You guys can go see it with us. We're all excited.
Are you really excited?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
really
ready
excited.
to roll.
Yeah.
But Andrew is open to watching the first movie again. He's like,
Okay.
he said, maybe I just didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think that's exactly what happened, because
this is going to be a pale comparison to that story, but something very similar happened many years ago. Not many, a few years ago.
Many a year.
We all went to see Frozen, the Disney movie Frozen. Mom
let it be. Let it be.
No.
Oh.
Let it go.
Snow.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Let it go.
Stop. Mom was in town. This
Yeah.
is when she still lived in Tennessee. She came up to visit. We all went to see Frozen.
Okay.
The kids were little.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Okay. They out of their mind loved it.
Elsa.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
Anna and Elsa. Anna and Elsa.
Anna, yeah.
And here's the thing. Disney did a kick-ass job promoting this.
Yeah.
They didn't promote it as a girl movie, as two queens, and
Yeah.
one of them. They promoted it with the snowman
Yeah.
and the donkey, the
Olaf.
elk, Olaf,
Yeah.
fighting for a carrot on
Yeah.
a frozen lake.
Yeah.
And when we saw the promo, like, that looks hilarious.
Yeah.
I want to go see the snowman and the caribou fight over a carrot on
Yeah.
the lake.
Yeah.
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 We're
All
down.
in.
Yeah, sign me up, brother. So we couldn't wait, and we went to see it, and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing marketing on Disney's behalf. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the last time they did anything amazing. So the DVD came out. Again, the kids are still young.
Uh-huh.
We bought the DVD.
Okay.
The day we bought it, was
That's digital video disc.
yeah,
kids.
they watched it Tuesday.
Yeah.
They watched it Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
They watched it Thursday. They watched it Friday,
Okay.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday. They watched it over and over and
Yeah.
over again on DVD. So there it is. They loved Frozen.
Yeah.
A year or so later, maybe a couple of years later.
Frozen 2.
No.
Oh.
Would you just shut up? Stop telling your version of my story. A few years later, whenever it starts snowing and it gets really cold, I crave Frozen.
Uh-huh.
It's a movie that I kind of like to watch when
Okay.
it's snowing outside.
All right.
And The Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
I don't know why I get in the mood to watch Lord of the Rings
They
in the
came
winter,
out at
but
Christmas.
I do. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why.
That's what it does.
There it is.
So I'm wanting to watch Frozen. And I said, hey guys, what do you say we watch Frozen tonight? Oh, that's a girl movie. We don't want to watch that. What do you mean? You loved that movie. Oh, that's a girl movie. No. They didn't want to watch it. I'm like, well, Daddy's watching Frozen because it's my house. So I put it in and I'm watching it, and sure as shit, they come over glued to the TV. Glued.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could not stop watching it, but it's a girl movie and they didn't want to watch it. Kids.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Every time we're putting the Christmas tree and doing the Christmas thing up, there's an image from a movie that sticks in my head.
What's that?
It's from Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
When Frodo drops the ring with the chain in the snow, and
Yeah.
Boromir sees
Yeah.
it, and he's like, he starts stroking his chin, which is getting creepy.
I'm tempted by this ring.
Tempted by the ring.
Yeah, I
but
kinda
just-
want that
but just
ring.
how the ring looks in the snow looks Christmassy to me.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Crank Cola, the cola that's only sold in glass bottles, just like God intended.
That's right.
It's time now for the Kroger Story of the Week.
I went to Kroger last week,
Yeah.
and I usually forget to do this.
Uh-huh.
But before I left, Libby said, grab the coupons. And I said, okay, great. Because one of the things, and I know you hate Kroger, one of the things that Kroger does right is if you like to buy Hormel bacon, they will mail you a coupon for Hormel bacon and Sargento cheese. And this brand of, if you like to buy Market Mill bread, they send you
Targeted coupons.
for stuff that you buy.
Okay.
So I've got these coupons or coupons.
Coupons.
And so coupons.
Yeah.
And I'm spending my coupons, and one of them is a Mac Daddy. $18 off your entire order if it's over $180.
Hello.
It's
And
like every day.
well, I've got it, but I really didn't think that it was going to apply this time
Yeah.
because I didn't think I got that much stuff. But then, the what's her name? Gladriel. What's her name?
Gladys. Gladriel.
Can't remember her name.
Gladriel, the
She
cashier.
had the cashier had a pretty name with a G in it.
Okay.
And
Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Gladys Knight and the Pips was ringing up my stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh crap, I think we're going to do it. And then
gonna hit
the
it.
math is going in my head, and I didn't know, does that apply? Because once I'd already given her the other coupons. What if it goes
She
under?
needs to do that one first.
And I didn't give her that one first.
Okay.
I gave her the other ones that she'd already runged up. And anyway, so it's like 174, and there's 4 things on the thing, and it's vegetables. I'm like, it's got to go over.
Yeah.
It's 180, 13. And I said in the middle of Kroger, yes, hands in the air, Rocky Balboa.
Oh,
and then I reached over and said, pound the rock. Come on, pound it. She pounds the rock.
Pounds. Okay.
Yeah, she pounded it. Yeah.
Okay,
And I said, you got to make it explode. She made it explode.
Okay,
And I
right.
know she was so close to management.
Yeah.
Register 4. And she was so excited for me. And
That's awesome.
She told me she wanted me to have a great day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but boy, did I make a damn fool out of myself.
You entered the Matrix in Kroger. You like went behind the scenes. You pulled one over on him.
I'm such an old man when you're excited that one of your coupons works. That's just, oh my God.
This has been the Kroger Story of the Week.
So I want to talk about Taylor Swift. Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
If you like Taylor Swift, fantastic. If you're not a fan of her music, fantastic. But this is something that kind of grinds my gears.
Uh-huh.
It's the people who go out of their way to tell you, I don't care about Taylor Swift. If you really don't care about Taylor Swift, you wouldn't be posting anything about Taylor Swift.
I didn't know who she was until 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I thought it was the guy on Home Improvement, the kid.
That's
I
Jonathan,
thought
that's Jonathan Taylor
I
Thomas.
thought that was Taylor Swift.
How do I know his name? I don't know.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
Taylor's in there, so
Yes, it is.
yeah.
Isn't that guy who does Fire and Rain? No, that's James Taylor.
So
But no, they're God. Oh my God. Because
Yeah.
you're on the Facebook and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
on
yeah.
the Facebook.
yeah.
And on a daily basis, I hear people bitching about here she is. And I'm so tired of seeing her at the Kansas City Chiefs games, and I don't care. Look, it could be worse.
whatever.
If Kelsey was dating Roseanne Barr,
Yeah.
and you kept going to a shot of her, that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's Taylor Swift.
What's wrong with Taylor Swift?
There's nothing wrong with
I
Taylor
like
Swift.
one of her songs.
I like a few of her songs. But I'm like, it amazes me that that people go out of their way to complain about.
So I have an ancillary story. I don't want to interrupt your story on Taylor Swift. I have an ancillary.
I don't know what ancillary means.
A side story.
Oh,
a tangential.
okay.
I'm reading more this year.
Oh,
So I'm,
yes,
an
you are.
auxiliary story. And I'm not looking.
Tangent.
I know some of y'all out there get all pissy with me. Mike's just finding any excuse to talk about YouTube. I'm not. I'm really not.
Right.
I'm really not. But this came up.
Okay.
I'm a member of a few different YouTube groups.
Yes, you are.
As it were. I'm in the Reddit. There's a YouTube Reddit group.
Okay.
And somebody was talking about what other band, like they were talking about, the question was, were they popular in the 2000s? If you remember, the 2000s are when All That You Can't Leave Behind, A Beautiful Day, and all that stuff came out.
Yeah.
They kind of had their comeback.
Yeah.
They got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Somebody put this huge post. He just said they won like 15 Grammys, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like all these things they did, you couldn't. They had Apple had its own U2 iPod. You couldn't look 2 feet without seeing Bono, The Edge, or one of them.
And that was in the 2000s.
In the 2000s.
Okay.
So they said they were huge, and they said no other band really is like that now. They said the closest is Taylor Swift, but even with the Taylor Swift thing, she just had a movie come out. They said when when Rattle and Hum came out, it was like everybody knew about it. With Taylor Swift, it's like, oh yeah, she's got a movie. They said the days of everybody collectively getting super excited about one artist may be over, and that made me it doesn't matter to me whether it's U2 or not. I like, but you know what I mean? Like, like when I've always wondered, what's Charlie's favorite band or Andrew's favorite? What's going to be their band? I even talked to Andrew about it when he hit 15, because that's when I got into my band.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you into? And he wasn't really into anything. I was like, that happens.
Yeah.
But they just may not. There may not be that. Because music isn't the same as it was back in the day.
I think there will be.
You think there will be?
Yeah.
To that
didn't you
level.
See the gazillions of people who went to see her concert?
No. I agree. Taylor Swift, the numbers are there.
Yeah.
But in terms of everybody talking about it and them everywhere, I mean, they were everywhere in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And the same thing, the 80s. I couldn't stand them in the 80s, early in the 80s, because of all that. It's like, Jesus, man. These guys walking around the desert eating granola all day. I don't want to talk about it or listen to that.
Right.
Like, I know I'm in a Tool group, so people feel that way about Tool, but not everybody. I couldn't go to your Christmas party and yell out lyrics to a Tool song. But I guarantee you, if I yelled out, I still found what I'm looking for, well, people will probably roll their eyes and be like, really? You're going to talk about you two at a party?
Well,
you don't do enough of that on the show?
Well, that example is tainted because Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For was also inundated on the MTV.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't have an MTV. We don't
No.
have a consistent thing that people are tuned into.
You know what the kids do today,
that's
don't
throwing
you, Mike?
this stuff out.
They're streaming.
They're on the
music.
TikToks.
Oh, yeah. They're on the TikTok. They're doing the hashtags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little puppet shows.
Yeah. they're
I'm just saying,
they're downloading their music.
it makes me a little sad because I've always thought of myself as I'm going to be the cool old dude.
I thought that too.
You know?
Not about you, but me.
Yeah. And now I'm like, look at all this stuff. And now it's like, they don't even do that anymore with bands. It's not a thing. It's like, whatever. You got, oh, okay, vinyl, grandpa, whatever. Like when I drop dead,
Yeah.
one of my dreams was the kids will have like, wow, we have all these amazing records that dad had. What, you know what's going to happen? They're going to be like, oh, can we take it to Trader's World?
Yeah.
Just put him in the casket with him.
Yeah.
Just put it on down there, which is fine, kids. That's fine if you do that.
I'm surprised you don't have that in your will.
Now that we've said, I may. But
with you're going to have two caskets.
Yeah.
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 We'll just throw some in with Bess.
Yeah.
We'll share.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
But you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
No, I mean, radio's not the same. I mean, I don't know, because I used to listen to
the stuff that's popular on the radio is still. I've been listening to 103.5 a lot. So WGR. I've got 4 radio stations. I didn't listen to the radio for like 20 years. Now I'm starting to listen to it again.
Yeah.
And when the guy that we met at Chris
Rockin' Ron Schumacher,
he said that when they go off of the hits, people turn the channel.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. And I've been listening to 103 and a lot of those channels, and it's like, man, this is that Don Henley, kick it when they're up. Kick it when they're down. I was like, dang, I was rocking out to that when I was 5.
Yeah.
That's still going. Sweet Emotion, Aerosmith. By the way.
But let me back up. For people listening, we were talking to a DJ at WGRR, 103.5, Rockin' Ron Schumacher.
Yeah.
Schumacher.
Not
Shoemaker directed Batman and put that franchise into the toilet. I was asking him why they only play like 8 or 9 songs by Aerosmith or Led Zeppelin or something. Why don't they dig deeper? And he said that they tried that and people didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that they turned the channel.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, that's just that people want what they want.
Yeah. And so I was putting the theory to the test with Aerosmith. I'm not a big Aerosmith fan. There are some Aerosmith songs that I think are damn near perfect. I think the bass line in Sweet Emotion is up there in the top. And that whole groove is in the top 5 grooves of all time. I don't care what you say. Whatever. And I looked, Toys in the Attic. You guys all have Spotify or your YouTube Music or your Google Hangouts.
If you got the internet,
you can get on there. So do this. Go to Aerosmith's Toys in the Attic. Listen to Walk This Way is on it and Sweet Emotion. Listen to those and then listen to any other song on there. It's like it's 2 different bands.
Yes.
Those two even sound more produced.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going down to the parents. Like, this is Steven Tyler. It doesn't even sound like him. And then it goes to Sweet Emotion. And it's the
I don't remember
when
them,
you go home.
I don't remember them doing any polka songs.
It sounds really unlikely. It's like if you He
hustles my
it's
hometown
like
of Belfast,
it's like you're expecting
Virginia.
what a Metallica album sounds like. You put it in and you heard a Zydeco, you'd be like, what the hell's happening here?
Kind of like Extreme. People who bought Extreme for More Than Words, and the rest of the album is like, I'm gonna kill your mama.
As far as a trolling effort, I love it. But that song came on the radio today, and I turned the radio off so far, I think I broke the knob. I hate that song so much because it's not them.
But so many people loved it. That's why they went to them.
At least Bon Jovi. Let's go here.
Okay.
Bon Jovi can sing a heartfelt, tender song, and then he can tell everyone about how your love is like bad medicine.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He can do that.
Yes, he can.
You can't do more than work. You can't do that. And then over here, they're singing about what? Rats with guillotines?
Get the funk out.
Get the funk out.
Yeah.
Whatever. more music talk.
Okay.
People love it when we talk.
Oh
music
yeah,
anyway.
they love everything about us.
So I've been getting back into Rage Against the Machine.
God,
I
love them so much.
my favorite Rage Against the Machine album is The Battle of Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Testify.
yeah,
Guerrilla Radio.
Testify. Turn that shit up. Well, I'm glad you
Lights
brought
out.
up Guerrilla Radio. I wanted to play it with the kids in the car, and you can't. And it dawned on me, it's doing a din 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 din. I got it cranking.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew back there bobbing his head. What's up, Guerrilla Radio? And I was like, turn this. I did the opposite of what Mr. De La Roca told me to do.
You turned that
Turn
down.
that down.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, turn on the radio. Nah, it. Turn it off. Turn it on to only God on the radio. Nah, turn it off.
Turn it off.
It's
Yeah.
like I couldn't
Fear
do
is
it.
your only God on the radio.
So
Yeah.
I turn on Bulls on Parade. You can do Bulls on Parade. There's a there somewhere on Bulls on Parade,
Yeah.
but it's like hidden.
Yeah.
And the same thing. Well, I was like, I'll go back to the first album, Killing in the Name of. Killing in the Name.
Yeah.
No, we won't do what you do.
Yeah, you gotta yeah.
So okay.
The whole last part of that song you gotta turn off.
I don't know if you remember this, and I don't know if they still do it, and I don't care. But there was a period of time where if you bought a CD from Walmart, they would edit the F-bombs out. And I know that because I got a copy of Garage Days, Metallica Garage Days Revisited. They remastered their Garage album.
Right.
There's a song on there called So What? It has, I think they dropped the F-bomb approximately 15,000 times in a 3-minute song. I'm not kidding. It's all over the place. And it's all...
Was that a Ramones cover?
No, it's.
Okay.
I think it's a Hetfield original. It's
I thought that was all covers.
No, it's
Garage.
Some of them are, but I think that's an Ulrich, an Ulrich joint.
Okay, I
might be.
really thought that was all covers.
There are a bunch of Misfits. It might be a Misfits song.
Okay.
The point is, on my stupid Walmart CD, they didn't beep. They just dropped the audio, so it's like you can't even hear what's happening on it. And I thought that's so stupid because that's my copy. I never got another copy of. That's my copy of it. If you listen to it, that's what it does.
Yeah.
I would like that. I would like to get edited copies of some of these for kids. They should have Rage Against the Machine for kids. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that stuff up.
Turn that stuff up.
Yeah. Turn on the radio. Nah, screw it.
Nah, forget about
Nah,
it.
forget about it.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Fear is your only God.
On the radio. No, it's not.
It's all right.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
No,
Not so much. Do a Seinfeld. Nah, not so much.
when they make movies.
Uh-huh.
So, and this is something I learned when I was listening to the audio commentary on Good Will Hunting.
Okay.
So when
you
they,
did. You
I did.
really?
Yeah.
Why?
Good Will Hunting?
I'm not judging.
I was going to say, we're not going there if you're going to start dissing.
No.
Okay.
I love Matt Damon. I love Robin Williams. Who was the director? They.
Gus Van Sant directed Good Will
Okay.
Hunting.
All right.
So
Fair enough.
you listen to the audio commentary.
Yeah.
It's Matt and Ben.
Okay.
And I believe it's just Matt and Ben.
Okay.
And they're talking about how they would shoot their scenes and then they would shoot alternative lines so that if it runs on TBS or something.
Okay, yeah.
And so Casey Affleck had a line, stop with me.
Yeah.
And he changed it to, don't antagonize me. Don't antagonize me.
Yeah.
Don't antagonize me. And they're like, it sounded so hilarious him saying how he,
Yeah.
and then they put that in the main, but there was so much language in that.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, we had to go and cut alternate words to put in there so they could air it on cable, basic cable.
They did that. Well, they
Turn
did
that stuff up.
Well, there's I remember watching Scarface on regular TV.
God,
And they used to just cut it out, but I mean that movie's like 5 minutes long if you cut all those out.
Right.
But they added in just some other actor that doesn't even sound like Al Pacino.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm the freaking bad guy now. Huh? I'm the freaking bad guy. It's just say hello to the freaking bad guy.
I saw one where he's pointing, you son of a gun, you son of a gun, you're a son of a gun, you son of a gun. I was like, that does, yeah.
So you remember when George Carlin was Mr. Conductor on the kids show?
Yeah.
I watched an entire episode for that because I'm like, there's no way he can make it. I mean, I knew about editing. I knew that they were taping it and they could go back and, okay, Mr. Carlin, you can't say to the kid. You gotta, but I still was watching it, waiting for this guy. He's got to slip one through. He's going to find a way to intelligently slip one in there, but he never did.
No, he never did.
This portion of our show is brought to you by vinyl. It's making a comeback, Now, back to you guys in the studio.
Libby and I watched the movie Fargo again last year sometime.
That's an excellent movie.
It's a great movie.
What the heck do you mean?
What the heck do you mean? Yeah. And then I had watched 3 seasons of the TV show. And I don't know if you've watched the TV show
yet. I've heard it's really good.
It is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. And we just watched season 5 with John Hamm.
Oh, okay.
And the chick's name is Juno Temple. She was on Ted Lasso. She played
some lady.
Wheezy. I can't remember her
name.
By the way, my mother's middle name is Louise.
Okay.
And I just realized that this year that all this time I could have been calling her Wheezy.
Yeah.
Because of Wheezy Jefferson on the Jeffersons. And so I've started calling my mom Wheezy.
Okay.
That's not why you called.
Yeah.
Libby and I watched season 5 of Fargo with John Hamm and Juno Temple. We cannot stop talking like characters on Fargo. We just can't. We love it. And it got to the point where Libby and I took the boys, we're at a restaurant, and I go up to pay, and the guy says, "How was everything?" I said, "Oh, yeah, real good." "Oh, yeah, real good there. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to rain tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Oh, you think so? Oh, yeah."
Okay, real good then.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm totally a Fargoian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what do you call someone from Fargo? A Fargon? Probably Fargonian.
Fargonian. Yeah.
Get that Fargonian off of my...
I'm trying to think if that's ever happened. I mean, we've gotten anytime anyone mentions potatoes, one of us goes, "Potatoes,"
What's potatoes?
Yeah. And when I was in the Breaking Bad thing, when I'm in the midst of a Breaking Bad watch, I've been getting the Breaking Bad itch lately. I might have to
you and me
again.
both.
I love the. I want you to tell me precisely how you did that. Start with step 1 and go through exactly how do you expect to get this done. It's like Walt says that to Jesse, I think every other episode.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your brain? Tell me precisely. I want to know exactly what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, science.
Before we go, now you brought that up. I threw
out.
out.
Hold on. What else did you bring up? Because you reminded me of something that I.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
It broke the Emmy record. The whole time Better Call Saul was on the air, it was nominated for 52 Emmy Awards.
Oh my God.
Didn't win one of them.
That's a really good show.
It's a fantastic show, but I was just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
It was nominated 52 times and lost every single one of them.
Bess and I had one of those inappropriate moments this weekend.
That Bess, she needs to be locked up.
So Marbles is not the most intelligent dog. Well, two ways of looking at this. Either he's really dumb or he's super, super smart. He keeps escaping our yard. So we have a lead. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't know where he's going. He just leaves. Then he looks confused and he comes around to the front. So we have this lead, and it's heartbreaking because Booba wants to run with Marbles and he can't because he's too stupid, because he's going to run off and then get locked out and he can't, whatever. So he's always on this lead. Well, it's been colder than a well digger's ass for about a week now, and the clasp keeps freezing. Yeah. So Bess will take him out there to put him on the thing, and she came back in. She said, "It's frozen. I can't get Marbles on there. I had to put him on the leash, and I have to walk him around in 1 degree weather." So I took a mug of water, microwaved it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Watch this." I went out, poured that on the thing.
It broke.
Clasp is working.
Oh.
Put him on the clasp. She's like, "How'd you do that?" And I was like, "Science, bitch." He lost it because I didn't say it that loud because the kids were in the house. I went, "Science, bitch." It killed. I killed in my kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Knocked him dead.
Oh, kids, we're going to go. Before we leave, seriously, go to irritabledadsyndrome.com.
Share it with your friends. Share it on social media.
Tell everybody about it. But we did a best of volume 1, and it was huge. It's our our most popular episode, right? And then we did Best of Volume 2, which is our second most popular episode.
Yeah.
Best of Volume 3, it ain't doing anything.
Yeah.
And
that one, I heard that one sucks.
It's
good.
It's episode 168.
It's good.
Yeah, you should check that one out. And not just because I want it to be, but we made it so that, if you're new to the podcast, you can dig that one up and you can, listen to the best of our stuff.
Yeah.
So, if you're new to the podcast, we have Best of Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. It's all there. If you want to become a patron, if you want to help us out with the show and send us some money, you can. And this is the best time to do it because we have just hours and hours of bonus audio. And
over 350 posts on our Patreon page.
And we send you cool stuff. You get a Christmas card every year. You get coffee mugs. You get lots of cool stuff. So, but we hope you do. And we hope that we see you next time on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mike Odell, Darin Cox production.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going down to the parents. Like, this is Steven Tyler. Doesn't even sound like him. You know what I'm saying. My mouth's quit working. I'm about to fart again. All right. It's kind of strange. It's like, no, it wasn't strange. It made a lot of sense. You're estranged from your son. Hey, let's arm wrestle.
Larry was just there.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Larry, help! And then, Walter is like, okay, so Kevin and Larry were just, yep.
Chris Hughes said this should be called Cheese Sold Separately.
Good idea. Cheese sold separately.